Hi guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at active transport. Active transport is another movement of particles, and we're going to see how that takes place in this video. Now, what's important to note about active transport is that this type of movement goes against the concentration gradient. So instead of like diffusion and osmosis, where particles move from a high to a lower concentration, in active transport, the particles are moving from a low concentration to a high concentration. Now, in order for particles to move from a low to a high concentration, lots of energy is needed. And that energy is produced in the mitochondria. So cells that carry out active transport usually contain quite a lot of mitochondria for that aerobic respiration to occur. On the board here, I've drawn a diagram of what active transport would look like. And you can see here that we have a membrane. And this membrane separates inside the cell from outside of the cell. We also have this transport protein. Now, what would happen is that this transport protein would take the molecule or the particle or the substance, it would take it from outside of the cell where it's in a low concentration, and the transport protein would turn or rotate or spin around to drop that particle inside the cell where it's needed. Remember that this process would require quite a lot of energy to make the transport protein rotate and then turn back to its original position. So these types of cells would usually contain quite a lot of mitochondria. Well, where does active transport actually take place? Well, there's a few places. And in our previous lessons, we've looked at the structure of plants. And this, the bottom, this would be the root hair cell. The function of the root hair cell is to absorb water and nutrients in the form of minerals or nitrates to aid the plant's growth. Now, there's a high concentration of these mineral ions already in the roots of the plant. But the plant needs as much mineral ions or nitrates in order to carry out protein synthesis. The number of nitrates in the soil or mineral ions in the soil is in a very low concentration. Well, the plant root hair cell can carry out active transport to transfer the mineral ions or the nitrate ions into its root hair cell. Active transport also takes place in the small intestine and the kidney. The small intestine and the kidney are constantly putting glucose back into our blood, usually against a large concentration gradient. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay in touch for another video.